business has always been part of football, and often winning or losing depends largely on the players you sign. Well, even the biggest clubs make mistakes in the transfer market, but sometimes they manage to correct them with smart and profitable moves. Yes, these are 7 of the most successful and forgotten player signings in football history. When we talk about players who have actually improved the performance of their club, we tend to overlook the impact that Robert Lewandowski has had on Bayern Munich in the post-Mario Mandzukic era. When the Croatian joined the German Giants in 2012 for €30 million, he quickly proved his worth. Known for his physicality and relentless work rate, Mandzukic scored 22 goals in the 2012-13 season. This helped Bayern to a treble under Jupp Heynckes and even scoring in the Champions League final against Borussia Dortmund. But despite his success, Mandzukic wasn't seen as a long-term solution, and that became clear after the arrival of Pep Guardiola in 2013. His lack of technical ability and movement limited Bayern's evolving tactical ambitions under the new coach. And then there's Big Robert. Well, we all know about Lewandowski's legendary Bayern Munich career. Records, goals and silverware galore. In his first season at the Allianz Arena, he showed why he was the right man to replace Mandzukic. His movement, intelligence and ability to link up perfectly in Guardiola's system was something that had never been seen before. Lewandowski scored 25 goals in his first season, but that was only the beginning. He would go on to score 344 times in 375 appearances for Bayern, becoming the club's second highest ever scorer. And the icing on the cake? Well, he joined Bayern on a free transfer, making this upgrade truly one of the best deals in football history. The transition from a solid striker to a world-class icon of the game is something familiar to another great European powerhouse, Man City. In 2009, Manchester City signed Roque Santa Cruz from Blackburn Rovers for £17.5 million, hoping the Paraguayan would lead their new look attack. At the time, he became the most expensive Paraguayan in history, and great things were expected of him. Unfortunately, he struggled with injuries and scored just 4 goals in 24 appearances in his only season at the Etihad. Although he had a good reputation from his time at Blackburn and Bayern Munich, his spell at City was marred by inconsistency and fitness problems. City were ambitious, but Santa Cruz wasn't the striker to take them to the top. Then came Kun Aguero in 2011 for £38 million from Atletico Madrid. Aguero's debut season set the tone. He scored 30 goals, including the legendary last-minute strike against QPR that secured City's first Premier League title in 44 years. While Santa Cruz had a solid reputation but underperformed, Aguero was a complete game changer and actually proved to be the striker everyone expected Santa Cruz to be. Aguero went on to spend more than a decade at City, scoring 260 goals in 390 appearances to become the club's all-time leading scorer, much like what Lewandowski did in Bayern. Not long after, however, the Man City faithful were treated to another colossal upgrade, Samir Nasri for Kevin De Bruyne. The Frenchman joined the Citizens from Arsenal in 2011 for a fee of £25 million, bringing flair and creativity to the midfield. Nasri had his moments, including a pivotal role in City's first Premier League title in 2012. However, his inconsistency and injury problems meant that, despite flashes of brilliance, he never cemented himself as the long-term playmaker City needed after that prolific debut season. Nasri's 27 goals and 40 assists in 176 appearances hinted at his quality, but fell short of elite status. Now, enter Kevin De Bruyne, a Belgian who had a taste of the Premier League but failed to make the grade at Chelsea. Then, after 3 seasons in Germany, he came back to England and donned the Man City shirt after the Citizens paid more than twice as much as Nasri's fee. And, well, he returned the investment dozens, if not hundreds of times over, becoming arguably the greatest attacking midfielder in Premier League history. In his debut season, De Bruyne scored 16 goals and provided 13 assists. Over time, he became the creative engine behind City's dominance and their 7 titles in 8 years between 2017 and 2024, recording 171 assists and scoring 103 goals at the time of this video. Following Man City's upgrade from Nasri to De Bruyne, we now turn our attention to the other side of Manchester, who have also seen a notable switch. From Angel Di Maria to Anthony Martial. Yes, this may come as a surprise to many of you, but many people have actually forgotten how talented and skillful Martial was, and he had some memorable moments in a Red Devil shirt. Speaking of the legendary Argentine, Di Maria arrived at Old Trafford in 2014 for a club record fee of £60 million from Real Madrid. Expectations were high after his impressive performance in La Liga and at the 2014 World Cup. Di Maria showed flashes of brilliance, but overall, his time in England has been an utter disaster. He managed 4 goals and 12 assists in 32 appearances, and off-field issues combined with poor form led to his departure after just 1 season. That same summer, Man United were actively looking for a star winger or an inside forward to fill the void. And, well, after a long summer of negotiations, the Red Devils managed to sign the biggest talent of the time, Anthony Martial. They spent around half of what they had paid for Di Maria a year earlier, and the wise investment paid off. Martial made an immediate impact, scoring a brilliant solo goal on his debut against Liverpool. As time went on, he developed into a consistent attacking option with 89 goals and 53 assists in 308 appearances. Yeah, many of you may feel that this isn't the upgrade you were looking for, but the Di Maria to Martial case was actually one of the best improvements a club has ever made in the Prem. Just as Martial provided Manchester United with long-term stability after Di Maria's brief spell at the club, Paris Saint-Germain also found themselves in a similar situation, replacing a former Real Madrid man, Jese Rodriguez, with a French super talent, also from AS Monaco. Yes, the similarities in these cases are surprising, but Mbappe was an even bigger upgrade than Martial and has gone on to become an absolute legend for the Parisians. Starting from the very beginning of the story, Jese arrived at PSG in 2016 for €25 million as a player with a respectable reputation at Real Madrid, who also scored in El Clasico. Unfortunately, injuries and inconsistency plagued his time in Paris. The Spaniard scored just 2 goals in 18 appearances, falling well short of expectations. Despite his talent, he was unable to make a lasting impact in a team with high ambitions. A year later, PSG signed Kylian Mbappe on a season-long loan from Monaco at a cost of €180 million, more than 7 times Jese's fee. Mbappe quickly justified his price tag, however, scoring 21 goals in his debut season. Over the years, Mbappe has become PSG's talisman, scoring over 200 goals, winning multiple League One titles, and leading them to the 2020 Champions League final. From today's perspective, this is probably the pinnacle of his career with the club, but now he's hungrier than ever to lift the trophy with Real Madrid. And now for an upgrade that's still not talked about enough, even though fans are beginning to realise that this is about to become the most successful of all time, or at least has the potential to be. Ousmane Dembele for Lamine Yamal. Period. Yeah, everyone at Barcelona was shocked when Dembele decided to leave just a day after scoring against Real Madrid in a pre-season friendly. Xavi was worried about how he would cover the right wing position, but then came Lamine Yamal, a 16-year-old young talent from La Masia. He showed incredible dribbling ability, vision, positioning, finishing, and of course, maturity beyond his years. He excelled in literally every competition Barca played in last season, but his real moment of recognition came at the Euros, when he finished as the tournament's best young player and lifted the trophy high above his head after a magical assist in the final against England. He also carried his form into this season, and he's currently the player with the second highest goal contributions in 2024 with 28, behind only Erling Haaland. Speaking of Dembele and Lamine, we can't overlook the difference in price. The Frenchman cost Barca a staggering €140 million, while Yamal was literally free, coming from the academy. And while there's still time to appreciate the scale of Barca's upgrade from Dembele to Yamal, let's take a look at undoubtedly the best deal you'll find on this list. And yes, we have Man City again, no doubt about it. Gabriel Jesus to Erling Haaland. The Brazilian joined City from Palmeiras for £27 million in 2017 and quickly became a versatile forward. Jesus scored 95 goals and provided 46 assists in 236 appearances, often playing a supporting role in Pep Guardiola's system. While he was valuable to the Catalan coach and had some iconic moments, such as scoring the final goal of the Centurions' 2017-18 season, he never quite established himself as City's long-term striker, often being used out wide and rotating with other forwards. Fast forward 5 years and we reach 2022, when City paid the unimaginable fee of just £51 million for Erling Haaland, who was rocking at Borussia Dortmund. And well, he wasted no time in making an impact. The Norwegian scored a record-breaking 52 goals in his first season, including 36 in the Premier League, to help City to a historic treble. His sheer physicality, positioning and deadly finishing transformed City's attack into a more direct, unstoppable force. Now in his third season with the Citizens, he is in the form of his life and has even broken the goal scoring record he set 2 years ago. Speaking of the transfer, it's not only one of the best improvements, but also one of the top bargains in recent football history, as City only lost a total of £6 million over the period they sold Jesus and brought Haaland. Yes, you heard that right. Jesus was sold to Arsenal for £45 million, which was insane given the quality they got in return. Can you think of a more impressive upgrade? Let us know in the comments, and if we get more than 10 different suggestions, we'll make a second part of this list. Again, as always, don't forget to like and subscribe if you enjoyed this one. You surely did if you stayed this far. So don't hesitate to support us. Thank you, and I'll catch you in the next one.